What's up, y'all? So, this ain't gonna be a pleasurable video to make or to watch for some, but for me, I'm finally getting it off my chest. People need to know the bullshit that went on last year and this year. Now I'm banned from competing in a tournament. I think that's just basically because they're scared that I'll come down and clobber their ass and make them look like jerk-offs. But we can't compete now, so I won't know. So, June 23rd, 2024. John C. Hand. Fished my nuts off all day to win that. Was my mother's birthday. Would have been my first win. Was only my 7th tournament in my life, ever. 7th time using Fishing Chaos, ever. I did it. I caught enough fish to win. The end of the day, I come up and realized that I had shorted myself 1.25 inches on fish because I was just so amped up taking my pictures and putting them in that I really didn't see my true measurements, but I didn't know how to edit. Again, only my 7th tournament, never had to edit a fish, had no clue. Figured the camaraderie of the group would at least let me edit and let it shake out and see who really won. Let me get all my inches in and see if I was good enough to beat Jim Morsey while he was sitting over there sandbagging, beating on his phone at submittal time under the canopy. Nobody there said they knew how to edit. Not the people in charge, none of the competitors. I find it bullshit. Somebody there knew how to edit, but they didn't want me to win because I was an outsider. And I damn sure won it that day. If I would have had enough time to keep playing with my phone, I might have finally figured it out, because I did on the way home, driving. But I was shorted 30 minutes of submittal time that day too. Why? Because their president, Don Bassamonte, left, and as his vice president, Sean Scott, told me, they were drinking the night before and he didn't feel good, so he went home. Heat emergency. Sean Scott himself was out there dying. Heat emergency. But yet this old motherfucker slept at the ramp that night, all night, in his truck, in that heat, and competed all day in that heat. Didn't bellyache, bitch, whine, or complain at the end. Was pumped that I thought I won a tournament. No heat emergency. But then again, I wasn't an asshole that went and drank the night before a tournament and created that for myself. So, after this is done, and I get shorted 30 minutes of submittal time because they're all having heat emergencies and ready to go home, I touch base with the president, and he's like, tough shit. Oh well, so sorry. Really. So sorry. God has chased your trail now through 7 events. First time he needed to edit fish, nobody could show him how or care to, and I lose because your vice president looked at my fish picture and said, I'll give you 1/4 inch, which should have tied it, in my eyes, and stopped everything. Then we go into the pictures and see who really had the biggest fish, but that's not the way it went down. Now, for the rest of the season, I was threatened by I was threatened by 3 of them that if I breathed a word about this, I wouldn't be in the Tournament of Champions if I earned my spot. Even up to the Tournament of Champions. They were threatening on taking my spot away if I breathed a word of this. And then there's more. Right, a couple weeks before the Tournament of Champions, I go out to Gunnerville to compete at the end-all be-all for the KBF last year. And during that process, one of their bigwigs decided to open up and divulge some information that he probably shouldn't have, especially since I was a paying contender in their division. That in the first tournament, which I was there for, it was cold as shit that morning, like 20 some odd fucking degrees. Larry Wood took off like a damn bullet, gone, at dark. None of us knew where the hell he went. The rest of us that were there shaking in our boots because we were so cold, fished no more than, say, 600 yards from that landing pretty much the whole damn day. Nobody had a clue in the hell where Larry went. None. Then all of a sudden, as Larry put it, at the end of the day, he called it out to Mr. Bassamonte that his vice president just showed up on top of him out of nowhere. Now, mind you, that vice president, Sean Scott, had been fishing with us 600 yards from the ramp all day and then disappeared. I firmly believe that he damn sure did get into the Fishing Chaos app, looked at where Larry Wood caught his fish, and motored his ass over there to try to put some fish on the board since he was the Tournament of Champions winner last year, but didn't catch a fish that day until he went and stacked himself on top of Larry. Now, what's even more peculiar is if they wanted to be transparent about it, they should have told all of their upper echelon, the rules and regs guy, the pres, the vice pres, all of them should have known about it. And they didn't. Two of it kept them to themselves and didn't inform anybody else because it was their vice president was cheating. And his buddy is the president. So they kind of covered that shit up till the end of the year when I exposed it. And why I exposed it is a month before Guntersville, we all fished at Chickamauga. And I found it odd that a gentleman would drive 10 hours or 8 hours to Chickamauga, fish for 2 days, and then not hang out for the last hour to get some free shit and get the invite to the big dance at the end of the year after doing and spending all he spent and did all he did to get there. Well, in that same conversation at Guntersville with their rules and regs guy, he let it out. Hoover DQ'd his ass. He tried to submit a fish either before time or after time or some bullshit. I found that out. So that's twice in 1 year that gentleman got called out for bullshit. I agree that from that point forward and for the rest of my life, you're a cheater, dude. And always going to be a fucking cheater. I don't like cheaters. Sorry I called you out for it, but it is what it is. I'm no longer holding back the story. I'm going to let it out. Let your club members see what the hell they're actually spending their money to compete with. So, now we're into 2025. KBF's not doing a trail series. We're doing monthly challenges now, and it's fun. I don't have to see anybody. I can just go fish on the lakes that I fish on close to the house and see if I can stack mustard. And I start off the year pretty good with like 70 inches on my first day, and I'm pretty excited. And I have this shitbag named Andrew Blair come up and run his Yankee mouth to me, talking a lot of crap that, the whole month's there, that ain't nothing, you suck. Don't know this guy from Adam's House Cat, but from that point forward, he's an arrogant Yankee that I don't care for. Seems like him and the rest of the club that's in the KBF that was competing in the monthlies, they all took turns challenging every fucking fish that I put in for 4 months. Every fish. No reason to. Had a video for all. All the pictures were straight. There was nothing wrong with none of it. I had got it down to a science over the winter. I still have it down to a science. What you did is what you wanted to achieve. You wanted me to quit fishing in the KBF tournaments, and you achieved that. I quit. I quit the monthlies. It was pointless. Why in the hell would I go compete when I'm going to have a bunch of children challenging every fish I put in just to be a bunch of dickheads? Called Mr. Hoover about it. No. Then I fast forward some more. That challenge, that call out the Platts had on me, I took it. At the end of the day, I tried to squash this shit with him. And he admitted straight out that him and other people in the club took turns challenging my shit just to be jerk-offs. Well, I don't dig it. I don't dig bullies. I don't dig assholes. Several people are going to quit your club this year because they have seen what I've seen. You're nothing but a little clique of high school kids that bully anybody that might break into your circle and beat your ass on the water fair and square. I hope it works out for you. I hope Mr. Hoover's tuning into this. Phone calls been made to him. We're going to have a conversation about the conversation Platts and I had on the water, because that was an actual conversation I had, not some hearsay bullshit. And he straight out admitted that members in his club, to include himself, took turns as children challenging every fish I put in just to make me quit the KBF monthlies. And they won. I quit spending money with Chad Hoover in the KBF and quit competing in the monthlies. So, you win, Mr. Hoover loses, and I'm probably not even going to go to Guntersville because of this bullshit. It's bullshit. Good for you and your clique. I'm glad you guys are making big names for yourselves. And I still don't believe for a minute that a certain individual caught 3 bass over 24 inches in 3 days. A 24-inch plus bass each day for 3 days. I call bullshit on that too. I still believe in my gut that there was a fish basket involved in that, or his buddies catching them to stack him up and make him look like a stud, but ain't no way. I have went back through the archives of the KBF history, and other than Kissimmee or in Texas, there ain't no 24-inch fish in 3 days ever been put on a board in any series. So yeah, I'm calling bullshit on that one too. You keep your band, and you keep that $40 I submitted to enter your mudfish tournament. I don't need it. $40 ain't gonna break me at all. It actually saved me money and gas and the rest of it from not going down there, and I might get out of town a little earlier. But yeah, this all needed to come out so the people that are spending money with this group think twice about it. Oh, and lastly, well, two things lastly. I'm not going to say who called me about the points deal, but this person's concerned, and he has every right to be concerned. When you don't finish inside of the top 10 most of the year, and you don't even make an event, there's no way in hell you can sit in second place in points. None. I don't give a shit what Crayola box you pulled your crayons out of. The math don't math. That's rigged. Secondly, do I even want to do this one? Let me ponder this for a second, kids. Nah, I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm just going to leave it alone. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. So, on average, they've had 10 more competitors per event this year than they did last year. And somebody told me the end of the year Tournament of Champions pack prize, cash prize, is again around the same money that it was last year. How the hell is that when you've had 10 more members per event than you did last year? So that's 100 entry fees extra than you had last year. I wouldn't think it'd be the same money that you competed for the year before. Not at all, would I? Be cool, kids. I'm glad I finally got this shit off my chest, and I'm done with it. They reap what you sow, bud.